welcome to the show today. We're going to be talking about how to make the best use of your time, maximizing the gift of time, and what you should be doing, exactly where you should be spending your time. And I'm going to share with you how I am exactly spending my time during this unique home-based quarantine time, right? Some of us work from home normally, so it's not that big of a change. But for a lot of you, I know that it's been an adjustment, right? And I think one of the beautiful things that's really been happening over the past week or so, I feel like, because we get a lot of questions and Cyndi, what's going on with this? And for the first few weeks, it was a lot of fear and anxiety. And now people are starting to ask me, how can I best use this time? What exactly should I be doing? What are you doing, Cyndi? Like, how are you spending your time? So they're looking to us for that guidance. And I feel like people are moving off the couch, right? You're caught up with your Netflix, and you're kind of ready for like fearful but forward is the phrase that I've coined in our programs that we use with our clients to say you can sit in crappy but comfortable, or you can move into fearful but forward. I was reminded of that yesterday because one of my graduates posted a thank you, and she actually made like a little thing in her office and she put that on there. I was so touched. That's amazing. So but you guys are feeling a little more ready. I think you're settling into a routine. The kids are getting adjusted. We're kind of getting into this new normal, and we know we have some weeks, maybe months ahead of us where you're gonna have extra time for the first time in forever. Do I feel like I'm quoting Frozen right now? For the first time. Is that how it goes? For the first time in forever? Tell me in comments. It just popped in my head with the song. But really, like, when is the last time you had a pocket of time where you knew you could do some extra things? A lot of us have been doing house projects and getting the kids adjusted, and now we're like, what's next? And you guys are asking me, like, Cyndi, what should I be doing, right? So you're in your new routine. You're ready for that something. Like, what should I be working on? How can I best use this time for moving forward? So I'm going to, if you guys are over on Facebook, pop me a little hello. I have like 3 screens going here. And I want to make sure you guys can see me over there. So at any rate, there's 2 different ways to think about this, right? So if you have this extra time, and I typically work with 2 different types of clients. One is the aspiring travel professional who wants to get into the industry, has been thinking about it forever, huge passion for travel, but doesn't know where to get started. And then the other half of the clients that I work with are experienced travel professionals. They're great at what they do. They know how to sell travel. They just don't know how to optimize an online business, create leads on demand, and really get their business thriving to the next level. So, for you aspiring, right, you've been stuck in other jobs. You've been doing other stuff. It's always been a dream that's been tapping on your shoulder, but for the first time, your boss isn't looking over your shoulder, right? You have a little more time. You have this pocket to learn to see, A, is this for you? And B, what the heck should you do if you do feel called to get into this industry? For you experienced agents, I know you're asking yourself, like, okay, I'm not super, super busy with having a million calls a day or monitoring all my reservations over the next 60 days. You have this beautiful pocket of time where you can finally dust off that project list and say, I know I need to do this better in your business. What specifically should get to the top of that list to move my business forward the fastest? So we're going to talk about both of those today, regardless of whichever group that you're in. We want to help both of you on today's live stream. And then I'm going to share with you exactly where I'm spending my time too, so we can kind of go through that as well. So how do you start this process of what should I be doing? The first thing I want you guys to do is do an honest business assessment of identifying what are the biggest things that are not working, right? If you're aspiring, it's going to be the biggest things that are not working in your life right now. If you are an experienced agent, what are the biggest things that are not working in your life and business right now. Why do I incorporate life in there? I'm a firm believer that everything that you should do, like that's why we call this show, follow your bliss to abundance, which by the way, I forgot to do my introductions beginning. If this is your first time tuning in, this is my show, Bliss to Abundance. I'm your host. This show streams out on Roku, Amazon, Fire as well. And if you're watching us or listening to us on the podcast on iTunes or Spotify, when sometimes I show things and it's a very visual show, like these beautiful Easter colors we're rocking today. If you want to watch us, you can watch us over on those places, or of course YouTube. We're all the places. There's only 3 things you need to know about me. 1, I have a huge passion for travel and helping people grow their businesses. 2, I love coffee mugs. I forgot I brought you guys this one to show. It's from, actually the team at Disney gave me this mug as a gift when I had my big event there back in January. And I love earrings. I collect earrings from all over the place. These I think I got at like the San Diego Zoo. So at any rate, welcome if you're first meeting me. Our introductions are good. So back to what, doing that assessment on your life and business. My purpose in life is to help people follow their bliss into abundance. So that always should be tied into what type of lifestyle you want to create for yourself. That's really, really important. And so, if you're not in business for the right reasons, or you're in a business that I was in a business for 10 years that was a very fruitful business, multiple 6 figures, but I hated it, right? So I had to make a change, and I was running my travel business kind of as a hobby until I got serious about it, right? So, and until I got clear, and that's what I'm asking you to do, until I got clear on what was important in my life, spending more time with my family, working from home, having 100% control over my schedule, easing into my day, living in Austin, which I didn't live in at the time, I do now. I wanted to wake up and see the hills of Austin every day, and I get to do that. Like if I turn this camera around right now, you're gonna see nothing but hills and beauty. So I literally totally changed my life, right? I'm asking you to think about what that biggest dream is for you, and what are the prohibitors in your way? What's been stopping you from getting to that lifestyle or to that thing that you've wanted so badly, right? So for those of you aspiring to get in the industry, it might be like, well, I don't know how to be a travel agent or travel advisor. Okay, that's one you want to go ahead and write down the list. I don't know how to do this, right? You were trying to identify the things that we're going to work on. We'll get to kind of making that plan in a second. For experience, were you before all this happened getting leads at the level that you need them to get your business to 6 figures and beyond, or whatever your goal is? Were you getting leads, new unique leads, not friends and family, not recurring clients, new unique leads? Were you creating them, able to create them on demand, right? If not, write that down, getting enough leads. Because 9 times out of 10, when I work with agents who are experienced and good at what they do, it is a process of fixing their systems on how to work, how to build an online business so they can press buttons and make more leads come in so they can make more sales, right? So it's just knowing that piece. But was that happening in your business before? Okay. For aspiring agents and really for experience as well, do you know how to market a business online? Do you know that? If you don't, write it down. That's something maybe you can work on, right? Do you have real marketing in place? I am not talking about throwing some posts on social media or, sending some postcards out to friends and family. I'm talking a real marketing machine, like running ads, driving leads, having real creatives built, having a strategy behind your marketing. If this seems like a foreign language to you, write it down on your assessment list of things that we can be working on. Expert positioning. This is a really big one. Even if you are brand new, no experience in the travel industry, did you know you can still position yourself as an expert? It is possible. We work with people to do it every single day. And if you are experienced, 8 out of 10 of you that I work with are not doing a good job of positioning yourself as experts, right? So if that's something that you have no idea how to do or you've never done before, write it on the list, okay? And anything else that you can think of. Do you know how to run an online business? Have you been wanting to automate? Are you reaching your financial goals? Whatever those things are that you know that if they were fixed overnight would create a whole new world for you, that's what we want to put together on this kind of to-do list to work on. And then we'll talk about like how you get to that here in just a second. So I want to talk about just for a second, the bad news. Hello, I'm seeing everybody's hellos come in. We got New Orleans. I'm seeing lots of good mornings. I want to see what cities you guys are tuning in from. So add your city there for me if you don't mind. Here's the bad news on this after you make this list. And I'm going to give you good news, so don't worry. But here's the bad news. If you didn't know how to do these things before this beautiful pocket of time or before COVID-19 and you do nothing, you're still not going to know how to do them afterwards, right? That's the bad news. Like nothing is going to magically happen in your world or after this thing starts to rebound that is going to change your life or business if you sit and do nothing during this time, right? That's the bad news. Here's the good news, and the good news way outweighs the bad news because that stuff is fixable, right? You can do something. Here is the good news. Oh, we have St. Augustine, Florida. We have Arizona, Pinehurst. Nice. So here's the good news, which way outweighs the bad news. And if you haven't already heard, maybe you haven't if you're aspiring to get into the industry, an amazing transformation awakening is happening around the world of why people need travel advisors, right? I have a video that hasn't even come out yet. It's called Shame on You, Expedia. Stay tuned for that. It's pretty hilarious. But if you guys don't already know, if you're in the industry, you know this. If you're not, the whole world got slapped in the face over the last month to realize that online travel agencies are not taking care of their customers. In fact, if you call them, I called them last week just to see what the hold time was, doing some market research as an industry advocate. And they literally said on the voicemail, they said, if you are not taking, first of all, it took me 15 tries to even get a connection to get through. 15 tries to even get through. That's how many people are flooding their phone lines right now. When I finally got through, I got a voicemail message, and not a voicemail message, like whatever their auto responder message is. And it said, if you are not traveling in the next 72 hours, hang up, we cannot help you. If you want to, you can try to call the vendors directly. I was like, what is happening? This is why people are so upset and so angry, and the internet's going nuts. And, major media outlets like Forbes and USA Today and Travel Weekly, just Google it, guys. Google travel agents and those names, and the articles will all come up for you. They are all talking about how travel agents, travel advisors are the ones who saved the day. They are the ones taking care of the clients. They are the ones helping. They are the ones that you need to be working with. And what I love about the pre-COVID 19 thing and the environment we're in now is the articles they used to write would say, here's how you weigh if you want to use an OTA, an online travel agency, or a travel advisor. Here's the pros and cons. And they always spoke very highly of us because they knew we advocated, they knew customer service. But now when something has actually happened where people's time and money and everything is in jeopardy for them, right? And we've come in and saved the day. Everyone overnight now understands the incredible value. So now instead of saying, here's the difference, make a good decision, now they're saying, call your travel agent, call your travel advisor, as if everyone better have a travel advisor. Guys, this is a huge shift in the awakening that I'm talking about. And when you look at the numbers, somewhere between 700 billion with a B like Bob, okay, $600-700 billion a year is how much OTAs do in travel business, online travel agencies. That is an entire new market share. And look, we were already doing great. So many of us were already running six-figure businesses, great businesses from our home. There's an entire new market share that if, and only if you are ready, If you are prepared, if you are positioned properly, you will be able to take advantage of this brand new market share. That is huge good news. So even if you're aspiring and you take this time to set up your business, position properly, know what you're doing, know how to be a good agent, that's really key, because people coming from OTAs are not looking to work with novice agents. They're looking to work with that person who is going to help them, that they're trained properly, that they're ready to go, and they know what they're doing. Same thing on the experience. You can know what you're doing, but are you positioned properly to take advantage of that market share? Is your messaging going to reach that new segment? So making sure that you know how to leverage those pieces is important, but know that that's huge, right? We were already doing great before this. Now we're going to have a whole new market share that's open to us. So that is amazing good news that everyone should be thinking about. So back to your assessment. Now that you've kind of, if you haven't written out the list yet, and if you're doing it later or you're doing it as we're doing this broadcast, write down those biggest problems, right? I want you to write them all down, the ones that we talked about. Maybe you have some more. And then I want you to just have that list. I'm going to talk about how to knock that list off here in just a second, because we're going to think about how do we fix these, right? But in the first I want to share with you exactly what I'm doing right now. This has been the hottest question that I'm getting on Instagram and message. We get hundreds of messenger messages a week, so I can't read them all personally. We have them running through an automated system, but I pop in there periodically to see the stuff that's coming in, and people are like, Cyndi, what are you doing? Or how are you handling this? For our grad community, I'm actually doing a call this afternoon and sharing them the specifics of exactly what we're doing and exactly what they should be doing and how to do it. That's the kind of support we do when stuff like this pops up. But I want to share with you what's on my list from a more general perspective. So first of all, we're always doing expert positioning around our agency. If you don't know already, or this is your first broadcast, I also own my own award-winning multiple six-figure travel agency, right? So that's one of those things where we are always doing expert positioning. That is part of what we do. It's a best practice, and we are continuing to leverage that and improve that as well. Number two, we're building out multiple marketing funnels and marketing channels. We're working on adjusting and updating and ramping up our marketing for the rest of the year. Marketing, guys, equals sales. It's just the reality. If you're not marketing, your business is dying. If you're not marketing, you're not really a real business. So I know when you turn marketing on, it equals leads, which equal sales. So spending that time and really, I already have a marketing machine in place, and people are like, Cyndi, did you pull your ad dollars? No, of course I didn't. You never turn your marketing off. That's crazy. I know it seems counterintuitive, why would you be marketing right now? But there's very specific strategies you should be employing right now. We have those running, right? I spend over $5,000 a month in marketing. Now, here's the good news. You don't have to spend that much when you start. You can spend $50 and kind of ramp it up. That's how I started, right? And guys, I'm just like you. I'm a mom from the Midwest, live in Austin now, but I just figured all this stuff out. It took me 25 years, right? But marketing is the lifeblood of your business. So I am spending a lot of time in adjusting, revamping, and additional marketing that we have going on and have planned for right now. And as things start to unfold, the other thing I've learned, having been through 9/11, having been through the recession in 2008, having been through SARS and Zika and everything, right? It all follows a cycle. So this stuff doesn't freak me out. It's a process. Once stuff starts to slowly kind of come back, then they're going to release travel specials, and then they're going to do this. So there's certain steps you can take that are best practices. We're ready. We're ready any minute that, it kind of unfolds into that way. The reason we're ready is because we're spending our time wisely right now. Number three, we're up-leveling our video strategy and content. If you are not using video to leverage your online business, you are missing, just leaving so much on the table. And I know video is overwhelming for people. It was when I started I hired a mentor. I worked with the best people in the industry to kind of get it in a nice package. And that's something we train people today. But if that's one of the things that you're not doing today, Oh my gosh, I'm just sharing with you. That's what we're working on. So you guys know we do a lot of video already, but we're doubling down because your consumers are home right now. They're all in front of their iPads and watching YouTube, and people are trying to get away from the news, quite frankly. So they've watched everything on Netflix. A lot of people are going to places like YouTube and Watch and IGTV and all these different places. So if you don't know how to create a video marketing strategy, that's something you should be working on. We're still selling. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I'm just going to shut down until until they feel like they want to come back to work. I'm not sure. We're still selling. We're still booking vacations. So that has not gone away. Having best practices on how to talk to people through this crisis period and kind of having those things in place, we're still selling and leveraging all the best practices that we do on a daily basis. We're updating some of our automation. And last but not least, I'm training and grooming new staff. And you're like, oh my gosh, why are you bringing on more people? Because we want to be ready. Right? So our team and the Careers on Vacation side is growing. We actually had one of our biggest months ever last month because there's a lot of people who recognized already. I feel like most people, the collective, are coming out of it this week with feeling like they want to do more stuff. But we had one of our biggest months ever because people are like, I'm going to use this time. So we're hiring more team members and coaches and trainers to help on the team. And that's been pretty amazing. So look, if some of these things are overwhelming or you've never done them before, like I get it, right? It's new. It feels different. It feels, like, oh my gosh, how would I tackle that? You're going to tackle it like one step at a time, right? So let's talk about what you can do right now and kind of put it in a nice 1, 2, 3 for you so you can kind of think about it. Number one, so you're going to make your list to improve or fix. We talked about that and work on that list today. Decide if I could snap my fingers and have this fixed in my life or business, that's the thing, make that list of things, right? Then I want you to go find someone that's already accomplished in what you're trying to do. If you always want to be a gardener, go find the best gardener and follow them or buy their book or do whatever you need to do to figure out how to replicate their success. This is the model I have followed my entire life. If I don't know how to do something, I go find the best person that does it and then I learn it and then employ it in my business. And so number 3 is invest your time and money in what you need to do to improve. So whether that's working with that person, whether that's buying a program, whether that's, watching them on YouTube, whatever the case is, invest your time and money right now while you have this beautiful pocket of time to do these things, right? And don't just search up on, here's the other thing that people do. They're like, well, maybe I don't want to work with the expert, so I'm just going to go ask in this feed of 12,000 people and get advice. Please don't do that. I'm on so many feeds for travel industry stuff and I see people are like, well, I did this. And I'm like, whoo, it's mistakes I made 10 years ago, 15 years ago, right? So I know a lot of times the intent is good of sharing information or it's working at a certain level. But if you're really trying to do things at a certain level, you need to work with someone who is already doing what you want to accomplish, right? If launching or growing your travel business is what you're trying to do, by the way, you don't really need to look further than applying for the Careers on Vacation Mastermind. That's like what we do every day. So if you're watching this because you follow me, because I help people grow and launch their travel businesses, right now we are working with people in the mastermind to position themselves as experts, to get ready now to grab that market share, right? That's been a huge focus of our mastermind is like, here's how we get ready for this. How to set up a real marketing machine so you can get leads on demand. Right now, you can get leads through this process. You can still book vacations, absolutely. And how do you have that leads on demand process after? Remember earlier when I said, if you didn't know how to do it before, you're not going to know how to do it after. Spend your time learning how to do it now. we're helping people with, we have a whole module called crisis management. We sent out a free checklist. You can still get that checklist at wanderlustceo.com/crisis checklist. It's a great little checklist. That was part of what we do for this group here is a free list, so you can grab that. But for our clients, they get an entire module with videos and email samples, and here's how you respond to this, and here's how you do self-care, and here's how you navigate this process. We're teaching people how to attract better clients, how to serve their clients better, and how to sell better, right? And probably one of the biggest features that we changed last year in our program is, if you're interacting in our Careers on Vacation Mastermind, you get access to my expert team that helped me grow from, I was already multiple six figures a year for over 12 years now. I've been in business and creating that abundance, which is amazing. Last year, we took our business to six figures a month. And you get access to the team that helps me do that on a regular basis. So help with things like social media, help with things like mindset, help with things like tuning, getting your messaging clear, and what are you saying? What clients are you attracting? All of those things are really key. So we give you access to my team to help you through that process as well. So the last thing, guys, I want to say, so real quick, you can apply for, we don't have a ton of spots actually, because it was kind of a crazy month last month. We do have a few spots going into the new month here. You can apply at cruiseonvacation.com/ready now, and just do a discovery call, and we'll understand your goals and see if it's a fit to work together, and if applying for the program makes sense. The coaches will help you with that. But I want to encourage you, whatever you do at this juncture and journey at this time, using this gift of time. Time is always a gift, right? Don't look back on this time and say, I wish I had. I want to encourage you to look back on this time. If you fast forward a year from now and say, I would rather you say, oh, that was the decision that changed my whole life. That was the stuff that I did during that time was the stuff that changed our whole life, right? Having been someone who went through 2008 recession and grew a seven-figure business in the recession, right? Oh my gosh, I feel like it's a badge of honor, because in the pain and suffering, we still were the fastest growing in Texas, and then the fastest growing in the nation in that 24-month period from when the recession hit to where we grew our company up to at that time. That was an amazing journey, and it's why I have more confidence in this, because I've done it a couple times before through difficult things. And I always now look at, when I have extra time, is, okay, what should I be working on? Right? What can I be working on to improve my business? And I want you guys to be doing the same things, because now is your time. This could be your origin story of your amazing company, or how you changed your life. I want, now that everyone's waking up out of this funk and getting off the couch, and Netflix is, we've caught up on all the Netflix. People are starting to get outside to walk, not to really go too far, but you're going to have a pocket of like 4 to 8 weeks here. Use it wisely, guys. Like, this is, how many times in your pre-life were you like, man, if I only had time to, I wish I had time to, I've always wanted to. Guess what? Your wish has been granted in this weird way. So now that the fear is kind of like subsiding a little bit, and if you're having trouble over fear and anxiety still, go watch my other videos. There's some processes in there to help you work your way out of that. But a lot of people are waking up out of this weird cloud now, and they're ready to do something. I hope that's where the places that you are today. I hope that all the content we delivered to you today was valuable. If it was, please pop me a little love below, and just a little, just tell me what city you're tuning in from. That would be a great way to say thank you for the free content that we put out. So I love you guys so much. We'll be back next Wednesday for the next live stream. And I wish you so much love and so much abundance. I wish you guys the world. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.